So what can we do with this information? These average daily doses and these cumulative dose. Well, we've talked about this before with regard to risk characterization, so I'm just going to move through these slides pretty quickly. For threshold effects, there's one approach that's based on the hazard quotient, and for stochastic effects, cancer effects, there's a second approach which is based on the cancer slope factor. Here's an example of both using the average daily dose with both. First with threshold effects risk characterization, that is a non-cancer risk characterization. So I'm just doing this quickly because it's covered in more in detail in another recording. Part 3 of the Introduction to Human Health Risk Assessment. So what we do here is we compare the average daily dose estimated for a population of interest to this reference dose, divide the average daily dose by the reference dose, and if this hazard quotient, it's called, is greater than 1, it's likely to be some further action, and if it's lower than 1, generally the interpretation is adverse health effects are quite unlikely, and it's kind of the end of the analysis. And there's a kind of a parallel type analysis for cancer risks. Here we're going to multiply the average daily dose by the cancer slope factor, which we've talked about in a separate recording, and we end up computing a excess lifetime cancer risk, which in this example turns out to be 1.5 times 10 to the minus 4, and we can compare that to some criteria for risk management that are essentially conventions that have been adopted.